Today on Drawbli, Abby is drawing
this blue-haired girl.
Click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And comment below with other ideas of what we can draw to improve as artists.
So we have a blue-haired girl. I've actually seen this image on Pinterest.
Yes, it is a very, if you are somebody who likes to look for reference of things to draw on Pinterest,
This is a popular one?
I think so. I think I've seen it on other places other than Pinterest now because it's an easy, grabbable portrait reference image.
Have you seen have you ever clicked on a portrait image or any kind of image of a girl on Pinterest and you click on it and then below it are everybody's drawings of that character? That's kind of cool. I like that a lot.
I like that too.
I wish there was a website that is kind of like that, where it's just like people can post their photography and have other people paint it and draw it. And kind of like Reddit Gets Drawn, which I've talked about.
Pinterest, apparently. No.
Well, in Pinterest, when you click on it, it doesn't show all the drawings below. It'll show recommendations for other things, and it's not always the same. But this one didn't take you very long at all. This was a pretty quick piece for you, right?
Yeah, I think I drew this over 40 minutes. I was trying to so last time I did a study on BB draws on Instagram. So this time, instead of studying another artist, I wanted to take kind of what I thought I'd learned from that experience and see if I could take a reference and stylize it a little bit.
Wow. Well, you did a really good job, because
Thank you.
I have seen what this looks like, and it looks really good.
Well, what I learned was from BB Draw's study. My study was that, cute art doesn't have to take hours necessarily if you get it right the first time. No, I don't know.
Do you get it right the first time?
There's probably a lot more I could do with this piece, but I was happy with it the first time.
Wow.
And for me, that's enough of a triumph anymore that I'm willing to take that as the victory. Is I'm happy with it. Therefore, it is complete. Congratulations.
Now, I have a very important question for you. During this process, do you, in fact, flip your canvas?
No, I don't think so. I think I don't.
That's all the more impressive that you did such a good job.
Well, we haven't seen it flipped. Maybe I did a very bad job, and I just can't tell because my eyes are acclimated to it.
That could be the case, very well. Would you ever consider dyeing your hair that complex combination of blue and white? I would.
Yeah, actually,
I think it looks cool.
That's really, really pretty. I would really love to be in a position right now where I could do more
you can't do that
with my hair.
No, we're getting married.
Not because of because of the wedding, but also because of where I work. I feel like I think the rule is I'm supposed to keep it pretty conservative. Although, but I've seen people with brightly colored hair there. It's the healthcare field, so they're also gonna say, "Oh, no tattoos," but plenty of people now they don't care about that.
Working, yeah, that's I've never heard that.
As a notion
for the medical industry.
Oh yeah, well it used to be a lot bigger of a thing that you didn't have exposed tattoos.
Well, in Japan, the whole idea with tattoos is that the only people who have tattoos are in the Japanese version of the mob, the Yakuza.
Oh, yeah, because when we watched season 2, I believe, of Blown Away, the glass blowing show, one of the contestants had tattoos, and she talked about her journey about that being a big deal.
I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah. What I liked about working on this was the color pass, because until I did my study, that was something that I've always overcomplicated.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
And I tried to keep that as simple as possible for this.
Yeah, I'm actually super excited to see that, because I recently saw your BB, is it BB Draws? Okay, yeah, I recently saw the BB Draws artwork that you did, of course, and it was phenomenal, and it had really simple shadow shapes. So, are you going to clutch it with the really simple shadow shapes?
I hope so.
You hope so.
I don't even know if what I learned from that was whatever complexity you think your shadow needs, simplify that, have that, and then have it again. At least that's what I need for my shadow style. I get way too in there with the shading and the shadows, maybe for what I'm trying to create, for the style I want to create.
I mean, even for complex paintings, when you break them down into their larger shapes, they are really simplistic shapes. Like if you look at some really well-defined line decker pieces, I mean, even line decker is a heavily kind of stylized older American artist from like the 50s, I believe the 50s. But like even like other more complex painters are going to have some relatively simplistic shadow shapes and light shapes, and I think that's something that we will learn more about as we paint more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's really cool to see like how BB Draws does that kind of stuff, and I'm excited to see how here you're now starting to do some of that. I think before you just used the selection tool on the BB Draws artwork, right?
To add in the colors?
To do like the just simple shadow shapes.
Oh, yes.
Because I think she had like only hard edges in her artwork.
Yes.
So it looks like you're putting in some soft edges, which I like. I like having, you know, some hard edges.
Yeah.
I am like the king of only hard edges, but I can't do only hard edges. I have to have some soft shapes in there too.
Yeah, no, I learned somewhere recently. I don't think I do it in this, but I learned somewhere that you can make a shadow look really nice when you leave like one hard edge on it. Start with the whole thing as a hard object and then only blend out like one side of it to create like a half hard, half soft shadow, and the effect ends up looking really nice. I think you see that a lot in like arcane art style.
You'll have to show me an example of exactly what you mean. That does sound cool, though.
Yeah, I'll have to learn more about how to do it myself.
It looks like you were at least somewhat kind of playing around with what you've been talking about a lot lately with saturation and not going like too saturated too quick. Because she's, you know, relatively fairly desaturated, I would say.
I did try to keep that in mind, especially for her blue shirt. I didn't even make it as blue as the picture.
Yeah.
I just left it this color. I like this color. I think it's pretty. And I tried to be just very simple on her face as well.
I like that. I like the kind of general neutral tones because all colors kind of flow through gray.
I like that. All colors flow through gray.
Well, it's true. Like, it's what, you know, kind of shifting all colors towards gray can really create a cohesive palette, no matter really what you're using. It doesn't really matter when you're kind of shifting towards gray. But yeah, this is really cool. You're getting some texture in here, even though it's so funny to like think back to not that long ago when you would just go crazy with all these different texture brushes.
Oh, yeah.
And you have like really calmed down on a lot of that.
I've chilled out.
You're like, oh, I guess I don't need all the texture.
No, I don't need all the texture. But they're so fun to play with. I think especially when you first get Procreate and there's so much to look at and to try and to experiment with. You want to try everything, and I think that's good to do.
It's just a big old candy shop and you're just like, I gotta try all the candy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, watch me. I'm like struggling to select the portion of the head that I want just for her hair.
That is okay. That is,
it all goes away.
Oh, man.
Remove, and then add, remove, I don't know.
Oh, no.
Because this isn't as sped up as most of my work, because I spent so much less time on it, I think we can really like hone in on my little slow thought process of just like, try this. Luckily in the faster videos, all my little mistakes like that go by like little blinks of an eye.
Well, I think it's important as well to remind people how much time we actually spend on every single one of these. Like, you know, we speed through a lot of our drawings in 10-ish minutes, but a lot of the time we're spending multiple hours. Like, we are, by no stretch of the imagination, amazing 2D artists. Like, we are learning.
We are learning, yes.
To put it simply. So, when we show something in 10 minutes, like, it's something I talk about on my channel all the time, because time-lapse, like, you're scrolling through Instagram endlessly, and you're just like, good artwork, good artwork, good artwork. And it really disproportionately represents how long it takes to make good art. And we are spending like I said, multiple hours on these pieces. This one Abby only took like 40 minutes on, you know, it was a shorter one for her. But when you see it fly by in only 10 minutes, it's like, wow, that was, wow, that's pretty good for 10 minutes. It's like, no, we spent so long on these, please. Please understand.
Yeah.
So, good art takes time, and learning art and getting better at art takes even longer, and that's what we're all about here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, if you also want to be all about all that good stuff, click that subscribe button.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
And this is the part where we say...
Goodbye.
Goomba.
I guess I could have polished her up a little more, but I'm a professional and I have deadlines and quotas.
This is true. We do have to meet our deadlines and quotas as professional 2D artists.